everyone. I'm making this video to address a specific question I was asked by somebody in the comments section of one of my other videos. She asked if I was being literal when I said that I am the daughter of Lilith, like the biblical Lilith. And for those of you who don't know, everything's happening on multiple dimensions. There's all these different realms, and all of the mythologies have validity. They just happened in other places. So I am limited to mostly understanding the story through the lens of like the biblical perspective, the Roman Greek mythology gods perspective, and the 3D human perspective. I mean, I've studied everything, like a little bit here and there, from I think it's called Zoroastrianism to the New Age stuff and Chinese mythology and, like, you know, the whole thing. Like, it's all there. It's just, I'm just an ordinary person, and I think trying to remember, like, in an emotional way, how all those different things transpire here would, it's like more than I can handle. So they give me, as God gives everybody, just as much as we can handle, even though sometimes it feels like it's a bit more. Yeah, so the 3D world is a holographic projection of all these other dimensions. Think of it like a movie screen and all the lights that are coming onto a 2D screen. It's the same thing. It's energy being projected into this holographic realm. You can call it a matrix, whatever. So every person is made up of all of these other dimensional cells. It's the same thing as your subconscious mind. So if you think about the mind, the psyche being like an iceberg, then at the tippy top you're going to have your conscious mind, which is like, I don't know, roughly 15% of what's really going on, and then your subconscious mind is underneath the water, and that's like 80-85%. So that subconscious mind is made up of things like your past lives. No, that's not true. I was going to say we all reincarnated, but there are some people here for this particular part of the story, this chapter of the story, this transition into the new age, who had never incarnated as human beings, or maybe had only incarnated once. Like the man I call Tiger, he is the reincarnation of Adam and Eve's son Abel, and his spirit is beauty and joy. Like, we're all hybrid double spirits. Abel had never come back to earth in human form, in that particular spirit that he is, or soul I should say. Spirit and soul are different. The soul is, when I talk about people being like the hybrids, like your beauty joy, or I'm light fear, or, you know, those, that's your soul. And then your spirit is more beauty or joy or love or light or wisdom or liberty, or like that, when we get out of the duality universe. I hope you guys can follow. I know I go all over the place. But yeah, so most of us have been reincarnating over and over, and we share souls. I mean, there's a number of you I've talked to who we've shared lifetimes, who, for instance, my last lifetime I was Marilyn Monroe, but so are a number of other human beings. There's a number of other human beings who I can recognize as having been Jesus Christ, or Mary Magdalene, like all that kind of stuff. We just keep branching out like echoes. So, back to the question about me being Lilith's daughter. So, in the beginning of like the human story, if I was Eve, and then Lilith being Adam's first wife, and Lilith turned herself into the serpent, and I procreated with her, and the twins Cain and Abel came from both Adam and Lilith. And Lilith, after she was done with Adam, she married Samael. And I haven't done a lot of research on Samael, but he gets a super bad rap. Like, he's supposed to be the really dark guy. Like, Like, he's equated with the demiurge, he's equated with Satan a lot, and it's true. So my mother is the primary incarnation of Samael, and her spirit is generosity, or Jenny, pretty being the demiurge Satan figure. And my father was Lilith, joy, pretty. And it's fascinating how everything comes full circle, and in the end, for this chapter of the story, it was Lilith and Samael who birthed the bloodline descendants of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. I hope you see it's about polarity and duality and good versus evil, and maybe those things aren't different. This is just about learning things. It's evil isn't necessarily bad or evil. Anyway, so my parents, like, were just really wonderful people. My mother, Mary, she is, I mean, I have a very, very complex relationship with her, to say the least, especially now that I know who she is. She's my bride-to-be generosity. She is pretty, my son who I created in my fallen spirit self. Like, he was the first creation I made when I fell into the duality universe, and my spirit was separated from source love, the Father, and I became light fear. I'm also known by that spirit in the mythologies as chaos. And chaos has a bunch of other names, but yeah, so same thing in the Gnostic terminology as Sophia. And I created the demiurge slash pretty slash Satan, and he's very misunderstood. He was my mirror because I was light, but I was fear. I was full of fear. Half of me was darkness because I was separated from love. And the love that Pretty and I share is something that was really born more out of like a neediness than out of purity. But it was all part of the duality thing. So yeah, literally and figuratively and allegorically, I am the daughter of Lilith, but I'm also, I mean, in a bigger way, I'm the mother of Lilith. I'm the mother of all things, like, in the sense that I'm just the human incarnation of source energy, source consciousness, light, whatever you want to call me. I like mom. And Lilith, in that realm, where I'm Eve, I fell in love with her. She's, yeah, she tricked me, but it was all for a purpose. Like, we always had planned for this to go down this way, that I was going to be told not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, because duh, I was going to do it. Like, God always knows exactly what you're going to do. And that's how we came to be in this world. It all started there. And I mean, there's so many reasons why we played this game. One of them, oh, just making sure it's still working. One of them, it's like I can remember souls, spirits that I had created, wanting to know what else there was. What is bad, mommy? So we played a game where everybody could find out. It was also a way to have the spirit grow and learn and experience this vast array of feelings, of thoughts and intentions. I see it. I didn't write it. This is my twins. This is Beauty and Joy. And when I say Beauty and Joy wrote the story, I don't mean to say that you don't have a part in it. We're all co-creators in this. You guys are my gods and goddesses. You were the first spirits and souls that we created, and I love humanity. But you're very, very special to me. And I know you don't remember. Some of you do, like in a way that you don't understand. So many times people have told me, I feel like I've known you before. Like maybe I knew you in another life, or did I know you somewhere else? I don't say anything. I know why. It's just something, you know, spirits recognize each other. You've had that experience before with other people in your life. We always come back to the ones we love the most in different disguises, in these different rental bodies, so we can teach each other things and love each other in every way possible. If you're new to the story, it sounds really weird and creepy that I created Beauty and Joy with my other half, Love, right? Mom and Dad, Light and Love, create Beauty and Joy, and I call them our twins, and they call me Mom or Mommy, but they're also my spouses. There's no separation of love like we have in the 3D realm. It's just different. It's all love. It's friendship and romantic and parental and childlike and every kind of love you can think of. So no, at first I had a hard time with it too, but okay. I hope that I answered that question. I wish that I knew how to create videos where I could put like graphics up, because then these would probably be a lot better and easier to follow, but I trust that those who are meant to know will know what they're meant to know. That's how it works. You will always, information is just encoded light, as everything is, and you will gravitate towards that information that you are meant to have, and you will comprehend the information that your spirit is ready to comprehend. I mean, I have had numerous conversations with people where I'm discussing these things and they can get like a part of it, but there's another part that they just can't, and it's like the frequency of the information cannot penetrate whatever frequency they're operating at, and they just, it's cute, like kind of smile, like almost like a deer in headlights smile, like they're really enjoying listening to it, but it's just not consciously sinking in. They can't grasp it, and that's hard for me. I mean, it's really lonely carrying this knowledge and not being able to share it. I had that with Tiger, after a while, like he was there and he could see things from this perspective, but in the same breath I wouldn't wish it upon anybody else, because it's not easy to live and function in this reality, seeing things from all the different dimensions at once. Like, I know why. I just know why. And it's beautiful. And it makes it easier to forgive, because I see the grand scheme of things. That doesn't mean I know where things are going. Like, the twins wanted me to be playing the game too, and I have to work at it like a puzzle, and it doesn't mean I know the future. Like, sometimes I see future events, but they're in different timelines, and I don't know which one, you know, corresponds to the one I'm currently traveling in. But, so I don't make predictions anymore, at least I try really hard not to. But when things happen, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's why that had to happen, and so that would affect that person like that, and it would affect that event, and it just all makes sense. And yeah, so I am trying to not be so hard in my mind and my heart on people who just aren't seeing this, because that's a gift. Like, most of you, almost all of you, still have to function and go to work and have maybe like raise children and just live. And doing that while knowing these things is it's a challenge. I just want you to enjoy yourselves. There is so much beauty here, and there's things to be joyful about. I'm grateful for things every day, as much as I know I'm in hell. It's a beautiful, exquisite torture. Okay, so I'll stop here for this one, and thank you to the person who asked me that question. It was very good. I hope I helped. I love you guys more than you'll ever know.